I agree with that if you're going to do one trial. I think that's probably smart. Or maybe even a few trials. But like my dog Arno, I think was shook and treed 24 times, I think it was. And people said, ooh, you like to trial him a lot? And I'm like, that's the minimum. If you have to get your Club 270, then your regionals, and then your nationals, and maybe the AWF, in 6 years you got 24, not even like, how many can I get? I mean, well, he's not stupid. He knows after the group the moving sit's coming. So you have to teach them, that's the discipline, that's what's really hard. Somebody in ring sport said, well, shucks, it's easy because it's a pattern. I would love there to be no pattern. Like today we're starting with the sit first, then the stay. That'd be so much easier. But I think it's much harder because a dog that's done it, so you have to teach them the sit is coming, a call out's coming in the blind, but you can't anticipate these behaviors. So I want my dog to problem solve, especially like in tracking, where you're like working independently of maybe 10 meters away. But I don't want you problem solving and doing behaviors when I'm not asking you to try. So anyway, that's operant conditioning, that's shaping behaviors. So I think it's important to teach your dog to learn a behavior. There was a lady that trained out here, and she was more old school, and she was pretty hard on her dog. I said, I'm not going to train with you anymore until you can teach your dog to put its head in a chair without moving and just film it. That's why I fast forwarded, because she filmed it every day. So she's sitting there, and her dog Hannah, it took her a month, and I was impressed. She got where she never moved, because it's easy if you get the leash, put their head in the chair and say chair. And that's easy, right? You lure with the leash, put their head in the chair, and click and pay. But she had to, and she said that taught her more about dog training than anything, teaching just a behavior where you don't move. Now, I like how Bart worded it. He said, your dog needs to have a loaded clicker, which means once you click, the dog should become exuberant, and it should be like it just won the lottery, not mild. It should be very, very thrilled that it heard that magic click. And so we do something called click and break behavior. We do another marker where we click and stand behavior. So if I want my dog on the long down, those that are competing, they know this. Renee has competed for longer than me, and she has been on many world teams, and she knows this. They're getting so strict on the long down now. At the AWF with my dog Ark, my shepherd, literally, because I'm looking through the people, he's staring at the blind, because I'm in blind 5 for the long down, staring at me the whole time. He heard the dumbbell hit on the flat retrieve, and he literally went like this and back at me. And he did the same thing on the jump, same thing on the wall, just because he heard it. I got it very good. I'm like, jeez, you guys gotten strict. You took off a point, for just this. And he wasn't picking on me. He did it to everybody. No one got a V on their long down. I'm like, jeez, dude, from Germany, whatever that judge's name was, like, you're killing us. So they're getting real strict, which means I want my dog to focus on me the whole time, the entire time, even on a long down. You've had 23 hours and 45 minutes to do whatever you want. I expect for focus. So what do? If I'm in blind 6 and my dog doesn't look at the dumbbell being thrown, I can click, but I don't want to click and release where he's breaking to come to blind 5, to get his reward. So I can use a different marker and still pay him. So we use the word food as an actual marker. I use, because I don't have enough hands for an actual clicker, I'll go. And for breaking a position, I use yes, and in the middle of a foos, I'll do a spin behind. So I'll have mainly 4 different markers. Kelly, who I think, if you guys are here next weekend, we are putting on DBG Nationals. There's only 35 dogs entered, and our club has 20. 20 of the dogs entered are from our club. Like, geez, what's the rest of the nation doing? Like, is training or just talking to theory? So yeah, so we have 20 dogs going. And you're going to see this lady named Kelly, who I think is probably one of the most brilliant